Yes. So have you gone through your paper, Mudit?
Yes, sir. I just went through it.
Okay. Were you able to go through it thoroughly, the entire paper?
No, sir. I was just having a look at the marks that I got and just reading the feedback, uh, not in detail, but just like that.
Okay, okay. Because I have your hard copy in front of me. Only two students have submitted the paper so far, you and Gaurav. So I have evaluated it. Last question was remaining, so that I evaluated today, right? So
Yes, sir.
that's why I sent the paper a little late. Okay. So first thing that I want to ask both of you is that uh, what was your what is your view about paper one, the test one that you wrote? Uh, what was your what is your feedback on that paper? Modit, like you found it
Uh,
easy, you found it difficult, you found it conceptual. I mean, what is your feedback on paper one?
Sir, I found it really uh, challenging because there were various uh, questions where I had not uh, prepared any notes on them. For example, on postmodernism, on the explanatory and exploratory research design, that question.
Yeah.
So, and sociological imagination and reflexive sociology, these were not in my notes at all. So,
Okay.
there was a content gaps uh, uh, that I came across.
Okay.
Apart from that, I think the questions were challenging. There was a repetition in the questions which involved participatory observation and ethnography, because
Yeah.
in my notes, even in my notes, I had written that ethnography ke points, participant
They are more or
observations.
less similar. You are right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So when I was writing the answer, I thought that it was a
Yeah.
repetition,
Yeah.
but it was a very challenging paper, sir, for me.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Thank you, Mudit. Because this is going to be your first attempt, so it doesn't make much difference actually whether you have completed the syllabus, you have written the test or not. Because one thing that you should keep in mind all the time is that you are here to learn, right? So you are not here to perform, because the real performance will happen at UPSC. So here, don't bother yourself too much with performance, how I am performing. You should be more preoccupied with the concern of learning, what I am learning new, right? How it is adding to my preparation. So that is why I said that it won't make much difference if you attend the session and then you write, because I know that after attending the session, if it helps you in developing your line of argument, okay, and if you can incorporate whatever we discuss now, actually that will be even better for you, because from the first test itself, then you will be implementing these suggestions, unlike others who will be doing it from second test onwards. So honestly speaking, I don't think there is going to be much difference, right? All right. So, Mudit, as you said, there are certain gaps, in your content. So, how you are planning to bridge them? How you are going to fulfill them?
Uh, Sir, through the test series and the model answers that you give, that is one of the source. Uh, uh, in my previous attempts, I did the mistake of having too many sources. I have the blue Harry Lambo's book, the orange one, the toppers notes from two toppers. I got them printed. Then I had my base notes. So I had, for one topic, I had to go through five sources, and that was khichdi in my brain. So this time I'm trying to keep the sources limited. So I will focus only on the model answers that you give me and my base notes. So I have planned this.
Okay. Mudit, I give model answers only for some questions, beta. I don't give model answers for every test paper. It is not possible for me to prepare, but I do discuss them in the class, right?
Yes, sir.
Because as I told you that if I start giving model answers, then I'm actually uh, doing a harm to you rather than helping you much. Because then everybody is going to keep that structure in mind and it is going to be repeated in the paper. And if there is so much of repetition in the exam that we notice, in university exams also, so then you get only very average marks, right? So what is more important here, in my view, is you understand first how to, understand the question, how to understand its requirement, how by reading the question itself, you try to peep into the mind of the examiner. Okay, try to understand the expectations of the examiner from you. Okay, and then how you are going to, because you all have a lot of content in your mind, right? But the problem is that UPSC is no more content based. It is no more interested in information now. It is selecting candidates on the basis of your analytical skills. So how good you are at analysis level, right? So there comes presentation. So if you see in your answers, Modit, then in many answers you have lost marks because you did not complete the structure, which I discussed in our first discussion. Remember, I held a discussion on
Yes,
Saturday.
sir. Yes, sir.
So I told you that please keep this structure in mind. Think about those points. So in many tests, many questions, you have lost marks there. And you have also lost marks because of the lack of content also on some questions. But overall, whatever questions you have attempted on the basis of your notes and your readings, it does suggest a sufficient amount of conceptual clarity. I don't have any issue with that. I don't find any issue with that. Your language is also good. Uh, Comparatively, you are articulating better sociologically, right? So that again is a very plus point in your answers. But in the structuring, in the analysis, in the dialectical approach, and at some places, substantiating our arguments with examples. Okay. So these are some of the things that if we are a little cautious about them, then, our score will witness some improvement. Okay. So if you have gone through your paper and if you have any specific query from any particular question, you can ask me, Mudit.
Yes, sir. I was looking at the feedback that you have provided, and I think it is very comprehensive. I don't, from all the experience of other test series that I took, nobody provides the kind of feedback that you have already provided in the answers. So I I did not have the time to go through it, every answer in detail. I'm just having a look.
Okay,
Uh,
what difference you find in the feedback? I just want to know.
Sir, the other test series are pathetic with feedback. I mean, I've heard toppers talk about them in high spirits, but I didn't find the feedback at all. It was just, so what they call feedback is, for example, they saw my introduction, so they'll write good introduction. What do I do with this feedback? I know it's a good introduction because I wrote it after thinking. Then they'll write good points in the body. So how does it help me structure or add diagrams or flowcharts or things like that? For example, in GS. So I found the feedback really appalling for the rest of the disease, but you have provided really comprehensively. So I think even uh, there is no need actually of further discussion, because I think the feedback is enough, in my opinion.
But I have kept this class for discussion only.
Yes, sir, that is
So please
okay,
do
but
discuss something.
I'm just
Otherwise, other students will think that they have missed the discussion.
so I had this the I had the format in mind, the thesis, antithesis, and synthesis in mind, but when we are writing with a time limit, the problem that I face is when I read the question, already the clock is running. So, and I know that I am short on time all the time. So I just try to gather in mind what I know on this. Obviously, there is no analysis there because you have to write so quickly. That is the problem I face. So I can't analyze
Yeah,
anything.
that thing should be the last resort, Mudit. To write whatever you know. This, this should be the last resort, and it will come handy, of course, when you are actually running out of time, right? But the whole idea of test series is better that you plan your time properly. You plan your arguments properly in advance. The moment you read the question, the line of argument should be in your mind. And you should know, I told you in my discussion on Saturday before giving you the test one that though we talk about dialectical approach, but where we have to give more emphasis on thesis or antithesis, question will tell us, right? So where do you need more information? Question will tell you, right? So all you have to do is that think about making it more analytical. Okay, there are some general observations, uh, practical observations from your and Gaurav's paper, which I want to share. Okay, because
Yes,
others
sir.
who are not there, so I will share from my side what I want, right? So can I share your paper on screen for Rohan to see?
Yes, sir, no
Is
problem.
that fine? All right. Because then he can also see and understand what I'm trying to explain.